Hi everybody, we're back today with another episode of Howie's Hometown Heroes, where we feature business owners, entrepreneurs, and community members who are doing extraordinary, amazing things right here in the community. Today we're in Rhinebeck, New York with Karen Zobel, CEO of the Brookmeade community. She's got an awesome place here. She's going to tell us all about it, the different things that they provide for seniors, the community itself, lots of things going on here that is really, really amazing. And I'm really honored to have her on the show, that we can focus and showcase her and our place here. So now, let's talk a little about Karen. This is unbelievable. So the reason she's here, and the reason she does what she does, is to maintain the legacy of her dad, who is part of the mental health community in Dutchess County. And he instilled in her and the rest of the family all the things that of helping people with mental challenges or not. He was always that kind of a helping guy. And Karen is carrying on that legacy that he instilled in her and now the rest of the family, and then her children also. So she's really great and instills that into her staff here also. So it's really a great thing to be here. So thanks Karen, for being on the show.
Thank you, I'm really excited to be here, and I appreciate you coming out.
No, it's fun. So tell us, before we get into all the details, what's a fun fact that we wouldn't know about you?
A fun fact. I speak 2 languages. The first one, guess.
Might be English?
English, that's
okay,
good.
Good, okay.
And the second is Arabic.
Arabic, interesting.
Yeah.
Is that your family heritage?
So yeah, I'm first generation born American, and our parents are migrated from Jordan overseas.
Wow,
yeah.
Very cool, very cool. Oh, that's really interesting. Do you continue any traditions from Middle East or Jordan or Arabic or anything like that?
Yeah, we continue as much of the traditions that we can in the environment that we can. I don't cook as much as I should cook, but I'm grateful that my mom's a great cook. She lives right next door.
Whoa.
And I have an aunt across the street. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so by proxy,
you're learning this stuff whether you want to or not.
That's right, it's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. And how the kids like that stuff too?
The kids love it. They sometimes prefer that over other things that I'll be making.
All right, well we'll have to talk more about that later.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Like a fun thing to get the family involved. And I'm always impressed and inspired by the foods that other people from other places bring here and share that with everybody around.
And the foods from that region really bring the family together.
Yeah.
So they take a long time to make, and it's the families getting together. And with food, there's culture. And
Sure. That's very cool.
Thanks.
So I'm looking forward to hear more about that.
Sure.
And tasting maybe.
Yes.
So tell us, when did you get here to Brookmeade? What drew you here? How did it all work out?
So I'll be at Brookmeade 12 years, February 14th.
Oh, all right.
That was my hire date.
Yeah.
I started in 2011. It feels like 12 years, but at the same time, it feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're constantly growing and developing and looking for the next chapter and what we're going to do and how we could better provide a level of care or service for seniors and how we can help our community. So as it's been 12 years, and I need to remind myself, but at the same time, it still feels new and fresh.
It still feels new.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that's how you know you love what you're doing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When it's always fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. CEO, I'm not so sure it's always fun, but there you go. Well, what was here when you got here? Like, what attracted you? What kind of things did you?
Yeah. So I went to school for mental health, following my father's legacy. When we were kids, we went to work with my dad. We didn't realize that the clients had mental disorders or were chemically dependent or were homeless. I saw how my dad treated them, and they were just like he treated anybody else. Yeah. So we grew up in that kind of environment, and going to school, went to Dutchess, then Marist and Fordham. I stuck in the human service field and interned at a number of facilities, including a traumatic brain injury center. So that's what got me into healthcare. I never planned on it. It just happened. Yeah. And I loved it as a social worker, advocating for the patients in our care, getting them the things that they needed. And then one day somebody said to me, you could be an administrator. And I'm like, me? I thought about it, and to be able to help people on a bigger level, which serves the purpose and the mission of why I do what I do. I can put policies and procedures in place, and I can make sure that the patients get what they need and advocate for them. So I became an administrator, and I couldn't be more proud of what I do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So did you miss the patient care, or you became an administrator to help more people in a more impactful way? Do you still get involved with patients a little bit? Just please say hi.
It's a good question. I know all of our residents. I know all of their families. If I don't, as an open door policy, I ask them or the staff to reach out. I manage by walking around.
Yeah.
You'll see that I wear different pairs of sneakers while I'm walking around because it's that important to me. The reason why I do what I do and how I could be effective and productive and produce good work that benefits our residents is by knowing them.
Yeah, sure.
And that's why we do it. So if I didn't have that time with them, I really wouldn't enjoy what I do. So
there you go.
That's
good that you can keep a little bit of that past history and what you've done, and move it forward to today. So, that's great. So tell us all the facilities that are going on here.
Yeah, so Brookmeade campus, 75 acres. So we started out in Brooklyn, New York, believe it or not, in the late 1800s. And it was just the nursing home part. So the founders of the Baptist Home of Brooklyn said, oh my gosh, this place is getting a little bit dangerous. We need to move to the country. And they invested in this 75-acre plot of land here in Dutchess County, Rhinebeck, New York. They then came up in the late 1970s, and the Baptist Home was created.
Okay.
And it was alone on the campus up until about 15 or 16 years ago, where our board members also continued that legacy, if you will, the mission of the founders, which is to help the seniors of the community and to add to the campus. And how they did that was adding the assisted living, which is called the terraces, and which is, like I said, the assisted living, and then the independent living, Arbor Ridge, which is also on the same campus. Most recently, there was more that we saw the community needed. We are very involved with the community, and it is important for us to be able to give back and to provide a service. All these entities are not-for-profit. I didn't know if you knew that, Howie. We're a not-for-profit organization. We're standalone. We're not connected with any hospital or any other homes. We really have to be independent and self-sufficient. So the building that we're in today, the pavilion at Brookmeade, it was created based on what we're hearing the need is in the community. So that's an event space. We created an adult day program. And I don't know if you know this, but I learned this through some friends at Rhinebeck at Home, that the town of Rhinebeck has the eldest population. So the oldest in Rhinebeck, the oldest people live here, the immediate age.
In the whole state or
in the whole state?
In the whole state. Wow.
In the whole state. So we wanted to find a way to best meet their needs.
Wow.
And there's a lot of people that are home, and with that, there's a lot of caregivers, a lot of support that's needed. So that's why we created the Adult Day program. We just opened a couple months ago. And it's doing well. It's helped several families, and we look forward to that continuing to grow. We've since added the children's daycare.
There you go.
Yeah, right when you come in. So that intergenerational programming, you see it happening, and Howie, there's nothing like it. When you see the kids walking around the campus, and then the residents, they're just light up.
Yeah, sure.
And it's just this bond. You can't. There's no expressing it or explaining it. You have to see it.
And it really adds value to the seniors being here.
Absolutely.
And for the kids too.
Absolutely.
To see other people that they can interact with. So how's it feel when you put that together? When you see those people together?
So it wasn't really a reality until we actually. Even when I walked in, it was still processing. It wasn't until we had an event. Or we saw our first registrant come in, or the daycare occupied, like, wow, it's happening. When we see a resident and their family come to the cafe and they're having a meal together because it's accessible, their chair can fit in there. The space it's friendly for them. The bathrooms are accessible. The staff are trained in handling the different people that come through. So it wasn't until we saw that I'm like, we did it. We did it, and this is why we did it.
There you go. And now you continue on with your children are working on your own, they're volunteering anyway.
Yeah. So my children grew up in this. They've been volunteering. I've been here 12 years. My daughter's now 17. So what does that equal? So she's been here since she's 5. My son is 10. So I had him the first year I was here. So he definitely grew up in it.
That must have been exciting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. She was a volunteer, and then during the COVID time, she worked in the activities department. She became a temporary nurse's aide,
Okay.
and she helps out with the different departments.
Mhm.
And because of her experience there, she would like to go into the clinical or the medicine and focusing specialty in gerontology.
Well, there you go, right? Just keep
Yeah, and that's being exposed to it, kind of like how I went to work with my dad and I wanted to help
going.
people.
Yeah,
This is taking her in that same direction, which I couldn't be more proud of.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Your children, but also, your dad too. I mean,
That's
look at where he started,
Yeah.
and now it's continuing on. So
Yeah.
that's really an awesome thing for a family to carry that legacy and move forward, help
Thank
people
you.
out in the seniors and all that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this was here. How long has this building been here? Couple,
About
2, 3 years?
About 1 year now, year and a half. Yeah.
So So I remember having a tour with Brian, and it was concrete on the floor. And to see this too, I've been there a couple times already, but it's amazing when you can see that transformation and people taking advantage of this kind of.
And that's what we want. That's what we want. We want people to come in. We want the adult caregivers to say, okay, I could take a break. This is a safe place. My loved one is going to have the socialization and independence that they need. We want to promote the quality of life for not just the registrants, but the caregivers. It is hard. It is really hard.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And we want to help them. We want to give them the resource that's needed.
Oh, and a break from their 24-hour-a-day care.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So what's happening next year? Where are we going?
Well, where are we going?
What's the next thing? It's 75 acres. Let's fill it up.
75 acres, yeah. We want to continue to grow the pavilion and the registrants and really help support the caregivers. We want the community to be aware of the different services that we offer here. We want to work with Rhinebeck at Home, continue to work with Rhinebeck at Home to get the seniors to know. I'm not sure if you know this, but we are rated the top 3% in the country for the nursing home and the nursing home care. And so we're really,
that's great.
So we want to continue to be that resource for other campuses. So we're looking at providing classes and courses, different certifications to teach our fellow colleagues that are in this field, like on dementia certification or wound care, or whatever might be needed that's specific for the aging population.
Yeah, so that you become a model for other agencies, and in that way, you extend your influence, and your dad's legacy goes everywhere.
That's right.
I'm getting foot clenched just thinking about that.
Thank you.
Really nice.
Yeah, thank you. We just want to provide and give the resources.
Right, exactly. Good.
Yeah.
So this has really been awesome, Karen.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate you being here. So for everybody, if you know someone who really has done some awesome things in their community or their business, put their name in the chat, contact me, and we'll get them on the show. So whether it's your business, your family, or your community, like Karen and Brian are doing, remember, it's money that make those gears keep turning. Make sure your money is working for you in the most optimal way it can. Thanks for being here, Karen.
Thank you, Howie. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great.
Appreciate it.